Well, I'm just thinking back of the things that I didn't like in the U.S. I think it started when I moved to the UK. I realized there were other versions of history than the ones you were taught in American history books. I'd always wanted to move to Canada. We lived close enough to the border that the nearest big city was Winnipeg. So we'd come to Winnipeg to shop and do things once in a while. I thought that was really good. I liked lakes, and my older cousin, who was a bush pilot, was always flying to Ontario and coming back with big fish and so on that I always envied. And I guess the final thing that made me come here is I interviewed at two big, gritty American universities. One was the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, and the other was Yale, which I had always visualized as this nice university in a pristine little New England town. Found that that wasn't New Haven. And I was feeling very discouraged, and then I saw this ad and went to Peterborough, Ontario in the fall when all of the maples were turned and so on, and saw this huge diversity of lakes. And I was already inclined to go where the fish were and where the trees were and things, so I think it was the environment was the first attraction. But since then, it's been just, I don't know, it's not as jingoistic as the U.S. It tends not to see things in black and white, recognize that there's shades of gray. I was grown up enough to know what the McCarthy era did to American physics, and I see that happening again. Three of my friends have just been declared climate criminals by Senator Imhoff from Oklahoma. That sort of stuff doesn't happen in Canada. I mean, we just don't have this over-the-top approach to politics, religion, or anything else, and I really like that. Some of it might go back to where I grew up. About half the people that I knew were these sort of rundown farm people. Have a few acres and an old tractor. They were from Norway or Sweden, and they were happy. And big development came along. First thing they asked is, what else is it going to do? And if an industry that wasn't behaving threatened to move to North Dakota or Wisconsin, where they'd pay their taxes there, they said goodbye. So I don't know. I like the sort of low-key approach to things that Canada has, I think, and the fact that they hadn't yet destroyed all of their resources. I don't know. I feel kind of discouraged these days. I see this creeping American pattern moving, probably driven by American industry to a large degree, but even things like the way the Olympics was handled, I really didn't like it. I don't like when big money rules and winning medals rules. To me, those aren't the values of sport and competition that I was taught.